Ahoy! We're going. It's happening. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Round 7, boys, of the Crate System Open. I mean, Naboo System Open. So I am the person who's talking first, Chris Allen, joined by...
And this is Peter Fu from the South Jersey, Pennsylvania X-Wing team, and I'm really privileged to be here once again with you, Chris. It's just been such a pleasure being able to watch.
It is a good time.
And comment.
You get people coming to try by and get their words on the mic.
Exactly.
Trying to make me go back and censor this.
Or
Joke's on them, I'm not doing it.
Or trying to steal our cards.
Yeah, trying to steal our cards. They're all gone now, though, so they can't steal them.
Excellent.
And I just wanted, so your last name is spelled F-U, which is hilarious. Yep. I love it.
Yeah, it's exactly it. And I know I say this in every episode so far, but I really, for our new listeners, Chris actually just brought his own gear and actually just fronted everything for this stream, for this record. So I can't say enough good things about Chris Allen and his team at the Crate Squadron. And I really hope all of you visit the Crate Squadron Facebook group or Carolina Crates. And
if you say that, I've got to go put content in there. That's the problem.
So
I can't facepalm on camera because I'm not on camera. But man, I can't handle these shout-outs. We straight up YOLO'd this. Like I went 0-2. I was like, oh,
we both.
Yeah, the dream. Both went 0-2. So who could be more qualified to do commentary, right?
Those who can't do, teach.
Yes, something like that. Those who can't win, talk about winning instead.
So, but no, Chris, I think you have some pretty good credentials, and we're not going to go into them now.
Please
but
don't.
You are. I think you
are.
I
won 1-5 at a regional. That's as far as my credentials go.
Yeah, and then you top 10 the Gen Con. So you're not even.
Reverse order. Reverse order. Paul cursed me, and it's all over. My X-Wing. I don't even know why I bother playing anymore. I'll just do commentary.
So don't let Chris talk down on himself too much. He has the credentials and he has the experience to really give some great insight here, especially on the mathematical side. So I'm really thankful to be able to be here and kind of tell my knock jokes while he does the real thing.
There's a good my knock joke in there, joke somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where.
So as you can see, we've actually started up with the action a bit. The asteroid placement's pretty standard for this Kanan Bigs we're seeing being run by Eric
Kanan
Zhang.
just wants to do donuts around the edge of the board.
And to this end, Chris, can you tell us a little about our player under the right, Eric Zhang?
Yeah. So, it's over there. You got me. All right. So Eric Zhang is from Toronto. All right, I'll just do the list. You do this part.
Okay.
I know the list. So it's.
So
I'll
actually,
call it Kanan Bigs, I guess. I won't make up some stupid crate pun. Kanan Bigs. Kanan Bigs? I will. I'll immediately say I won't then do it.
I'm in.
So this is the Finn version. So it's M9G8 on Bigs, Finn, and is it Ray or Recon? It's Ray on.
It's Ray.
It's Ray on the Ghost. Really, both are reasonable. I prefer Ray. I think Ray's better. I think this is the best version of Kanan Bigs. If Balake listens to this, he'll come yell at me. But I think this is the version to play.
For our newer players and watchers, the M9G8 is actually a pretty interesting upgrade. What it does is it's an asteroid mech that lets you re-roll one of the attack dice that you have a target lock on. I'm sorry. It lets you anything you...
I gotcha. So you can target lock friendly ships is the card text. Also,
yes.
When you have a ship target locked, you force it to re-roll one of its dice. You may force it to re-roll one of its dice. So... some interesting edge cases of that. So it works against Omega Leader, for instance.
Exactly.
If you lock your friendly ship and that ship's shooting Omega Leader and Omega Leader has that ship locked, you can force a reroll, which is awesome. Anything that trumps Omega Leader is probably for the best. Omega Leader's kind of a jerk. But more importantly, in this list, M9G8 is 4 copies of Predator. Four copies of Predator for 3 points, and you get a shield upgrade on Bigs for it. You have the opportunity cost of not taking R4D6, which is big. Like, your Bigs will die to Alpha Strikes in, like, one turn. Like, my plan for this list, if I hit it, was to just kill Bigs in the first turn, right?
And you have to, right?
Yeah, and then Finn will solo Kanan. But if they don't have an Alpha Strike, you are rolling 6 dice out your front and rear arc with full mods, which is disgusting.
So as we briefly talked about a little bit, the person flying the Kanan Bigs right now is Eric Zhang. He's from the Prototype Toronto League out of Toronto, Canada. It's same team as Graham Schofield, who we just saw in round 6.
Oh, big shout out to them. They gave me an Inquisitor alt art that they made, which is awesome.
And Eric actually wanted me to mention 2 things. First, he wanted to thank Kaylin Wei, who's actually the inspiration and the person who developed this list or helped him.
No, Crates developed this list.
Yeah.
We did this. You're welcome.
We're calling it Crate and Barrel. So.
Yep.
And he also wanted me to say that the PTL League is having an open in April. So for anyone in the Toronto, Canada area, please go to their open. They're great guys. 30 of them came down, and they've been nothing but class acts to all of our friends.
Ian is writing us a note that has parentheses involved. I'm gonna save him some time. What's up, Ian?
And on our left side, we have Will Dextrader again. So we saw Will in the last round, but for our newer watchers and our first-time watchers, Will Dextrader is out of Chicopee, Massachusetts, and his team is the Connecticut Nutmeggers. I'm not making that up. And it's actually one of the bigger squadrons out there in Massachusetts, Connecticut area. Will is running the Jess Pava at a Pilot Skill 3 with Swarm Leader, Primal Thrusters, R2D6, and Integrated Astromech, and that's for a total of 30 points. We also have 2 green squadrons at PS3 with Juke, Charting Refit, Push the Limit, and the A-Wing Test Pilot, which is how you get the 2 EPTs. Again, that's at PS3, and they're at 22 points at piece. And the last ship that Will is flying is Bigs Starglider. We have at PS5 with R4D6 and Integrated Astromech, rounding us out at 26 points for 100 points total. Both Eric and Will are at 100 points. So we're in for a good treat. We're already seeing Will change up his strategy from last round a little bit. Actually, no, we're not. He's flying literally the same formation. I just missaw the A-Wing on the far side, and I think this is going to be this type of formation flying against a TLT Kanan. It's going to be a bit rough, in my opinion. Only because I think that A-Wing's going to get shredded up pretty quickly if Biggs doesn't get in there close enough, and I don't think the Biggs will get in there close enough this round. But that could also be depth perception bias on my part. And while we have this little lull in action, I just want to do a little shout out to Ian Hemp, our head marshal, who Chris was just speaking with. Ian's done, again, for listeners who are just coming in now, Ian's done premier level event judging since 2013, so he's been doing this for 4 years. He's a professional. He does this very thankless job, and his goal as a marshal right now is to not only make sure the rules are enforced, but to make sure everyone understands why the rules are being ruled the way they are. And Chris, you just were speaking about about some interesting happenings today.
Yeah, so this is the first tournament after the FAQ, and one of the first big tournaments after Kylo. So we were just talking about interesting things because I'm sure the FFG rule forums are ablaze with questions about how does this poorly worded thing interact with that poorly worded thing. So one of the things that got ruled on that I've been wondering about as well is Zuckuss and Palpatine interacted. I know, right? Who's playing these 2 cards that were just nerfed to the ground? But so if you want to so the timing for Palpatine is worded, it's worded the same way C-3PO is, where you add it to your roll. That's also not the right word. I just don't have the wording in front of me. But the same timing window C-3PO uses is, we think, the same one that Palpatine now uses. And Palpatine also says that die can't be modified. So when you Palpa roll and then Zuckuss is involved, you change a die to that result, and then Zuckuss happens, so you can Zuckuss everything that isn't that result. So it kind of, like, it's weird because both players are unhappy with that. The Palp player wants to be able to change something that was re-rolled into a blank with Palpatine, but the Zuckuss player is mad that they can't just Zuckuss the Palpatine one in the first place. So
that's a really difficult time. Now, Chris, that's a really difficult timing ruling that Ian and his team here had to make, because with the onset of 4.3.6, we saw a couple word changes to Palpatine that was supposed to, I think the intent was just to make it grammatically correct, and what it's actually done is created a timing nightmare.
Yes, it is officially a C-3PO dystopian nightmare timing.
And this isn't anyone's fault. It's
the only way they could, with the change they wanted to make to the card, it's the only way they could word it and fit it onto a card still. Like, if they ever want to, like, when they print new Raiders and they have the correct wording on Palpatine, it's the only way they're ever going to be able to fit it on the card. It's just kind of a mess.
As an alternative, I suppose we could do a spot FAQ on just the Palpatine Zuckuss interaction. But
Yeah,
even then,
still
that's a slippery slope.
Because then like Juke becomes involved too.
Yeah.
And like we don't want to get back into where you can Juke reinforce tokens because nobody bothered to update the FAQ.
So I guess on the plus side for FFG, if both people are unhappy, then
Yeah, mission accomplished.
yeah, we'll call this a
As
settlement.
long as everyone's equally unhappy. So Ian came and talked about a ruling earlier, but I've already forgotten which one it was off the top of my head. I've got another one, but that one was more relevant to.
Ewan actually brought up the fact that X7 can't be triggered once you're given the is it sensor jammer crit?
Damage sensor array.
Damage
that's the
sensor,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, so if you have a damage sensor array, you cannot perform a free evade action because it's not a damage card, which never occurred to me, or honestly, I don't think anyone else.
Well,
when your defenders are taking crits, you're in bad shape already, but that is now officially really bad to take on a defender.
And just so people remember, the crit doesn't say isn't like the old school deck where it was you can't take actions on your action bar except for this.
Yeah.
It can't take actions, period.
That aren't on damage crits. Yeah, the old crit was you can't take actions on your action bar. So if you had, like an action upgrade, you can still use that.
Or the X7 because that is but now it's that's a rough crit, and I think that's something Kylo players have kind of fleshed out by process of elimination.
Well, it's not a pilot crit. Damage.
You're right.
It's a ship crit.
It's a ship.
But I mean, when Vader gets involved, Vader doesn't care what kind of crit. He's giving it to you. So now you've got the 2 and 33 to get wrecked on defenders, and it's those little small advantages that you can pull against a list that matter. Like whenever X-wing, get it together. What are you doing, bud?
Yeah.
Actually, and I want to cover one more ruling really quick that he came up with before we talk about this matchup, because this matchup might be over real fast. we gotta move quickly. So the other interesting thing they've had to rule on is Draw Their Fire and Kylo, which isn't new, but there haven't been a lot of big tournaments, so I don't know that we've gotten an official ruling on it. So what they're saying is, which I agree with, I think it's the correct thing and has been, but it's nice to get some clarification from somebody that's not some guy that sits and talks to a microphone all day. So basically, if you're shooting at a ship that has the Kylo condition and there is a ship next to it with Draw Their Fire, they can draw their fire before Kylo goes off, because Draw Their Fire deals with uncancelled critical results and Kylo deals with critical damage. Critical damage happens after uncancelled crit results. So you can pull off the uncancelled crit result and put it onto the ship, never deal with Kylo. Which also means they can give I'll show you the dark side to the ship with Draw Their Fire, and then your ship with Draw Their Fire is playing with fire, because let's say you put it on quick draw, they shoot a ship next to a quick draw, and you're like, I'll pull off a crit to lose a shield. Oh no, it's actually a face-up damage blinded pilot. Now I don't get to shoot next turn, or next time I take a shield, which is huge.
And folks, this isn't even one of those. This isn't even part of that that 9-step timing chart. This is literally just construing the card in the English language, which I've learned we're no one's very good at it. This,
no,
in our community. But so, Chris, back on the action here, I was actually talking to our audience about how it seems like Will is just flying the same formation that he did the last game. Can you walk me through about premeditated plays like this?
So if I'm Will and I get into this matchup, I am trying to get as many points as I can before I lose. I do not think this is a winnable game for Will. He's going to lose probably an A-wing a turn, unless he just rolls like a god. He's taking 4 TLT shots a turn or 5 to 6 dice. And if Kanan can play the range game like he looks like he's about to with this 2-turn, Biggs might not be able to get into range, so it'll just be that A-wing eating it. So he'll take 4 TLT shots with target lock focus, which is just awful. Once Biggs gets involved, Will's Biggs is... I forget which one's Will's. Is it R2D6?
Yes.
Okay, that helps a lot in the matchup. But when I look at every single one of Will's ships is one of those ships that people, when TLT came out, everybody's like, well, I can never play the ship again. I mean,
no auto thrusters.
Not A-wing aces.
Pain.
But these aren't A-wing aces. These are push A-wings without auto thrusters. Which so I'm a big Darth Vader fan, right? He's my boy. I don't want to talk about TLTs. TLTs say, hey, Darth Vader, those are really nice tokens you got. Okay, take 2 damage this turn anyways. It's just awful. And A-Wings are even worse than Darth Vader at it, because at least Vader does it at PS 9 to 10 to 11. These A-Wings have to guess where Kanan's going to be, and if they're wrong, they just die.
And Chris, what we're seeing right now is Will is taking a lot of time to think out this play, because I think he wants to break formation.
Yeah. Well, and so what the problem here is, so that front A-Wing, is stressed, right? So it's 2 through 5 straights are green. It's 2 banks and 2 turns are green. But the only like it can't. What it wants to do here is 3 bank, like 3 bank boost, and then maybe next turn it has a chance of donut holing. It can 5 straight, but it's just going to die if it 5 straights because Bigs won't be able to keep up. It can 4 straight, like the whole list can 4 straight, but then what does it do next turn? Like Bigs is faster than every single ship in Will's list except for the A-Wings, but the A-Wings are tethered by Bigs.
And as you called it, that he wanted it, but
he just couldn't do it.
No. Now, do you take the evade here, or do you just?
Yeah, it's if he doesn't. So let's say Biggs does a 1 or Kanan does a 1 bank right here. If he doesn't focus push evade, his A-Wing will die. I mean, it's like a 70% chance for his A-Wing. I'm totally guessing, and somebody's going to call me out and say, no, Chris, it was a 64% chance for him to die. I don't care. Close enough. Right? Like, these are not risks you take in a tournament. You're not playing for 30%. You want 70% and 80%. Like, you can take that variance. You can't take 30% my ship survives and have a chance in this game.
Now, something interesting that I'm not really sure why we're doing this like this, but why are we going with FCS instead of accuracy corrector right now?
So you have so many dice mods. So so fire control is nerfed with TLT with the timing chart, right? You can't fire control every single shot.
Yep.
Which is good. It was stupid. M9G8 gives you Predator. If you roll so poorly that you need a target lock, you can target lock. You usually only need to target lock 1 die though. And so M9G8 gives you that. If you need to reroll more than that, you can. But the reason it's not accuracy corrector is this is a 6-die gun. So let's say Kanan is shooting at something in arc at range 1, and he doesn't have a target lock on it. Finn is completely wasted points in that case, whereas the target lock will give him up to 6 die rerolls. Like that target lock is an average of 3 damage if he rerolls all his dice, which is madness.
And team, this is just wonderful flying by Eric because that tactical jammer is. That Kanan tactical jammer is just.
It's just, and even better. This is fantastic range control because what's going to happen here is he's got a range 3 shot on Kanan with that A-wing, and Kanan's going to take some damage, and Kanan just does not care because he's got 6 shields, so there's no crits involved. It's range 3, so there's a good chance he rolls evades. Is that A-wing really going to focus on offense? It's not going to have a focus for offense. And it's rolling 2 dice, so it's basically a garbage shot coming at him, and he gets like around 2 to 3 damage on the A-wing, 4 if he's lucky. He could kill that A-wing just in the game this turn, this is the problem with playing Rebel Swarm against something like Kanan Bigs. What are these ships doing next turn?
He gets range 3. Oh.
Yeah, he gets 1 shot onto Kanan with a 2-die ship, and then next turn Kanan goes cool story 4 straight, and then these ships go the fastest we can do. Like we can 2-turn, but that A-wing's on a debris cloud. And then those X-Wings are on a debris cloud next turn. And then that back A-Wing is out of range. And maybe 1 ship has range on Kanan, 1 ship has range on Biggs. Once again, fire's being split. That gives Biggs even more turns of being alive, even more turns for M9G8 to get value. So it looks like the shot, they're trying to decide if it's obstructed, and like that A-Wing's life is on the line, so it's very important. Oh, and sorry, I do apologize about the camera auto-focusing. I don't have internet access to get the drivers to fix it, so we're stuck with the default settings, and the default settings are autofocus, so it should be fixed tomorrow as long as nothing horrible goes wrong. But
Chris, it looks like both these guys had pre-canned plays. I mean, Eric has been snap dialing, and
Eric's opening is like classic Kanan Bigs. The only question is you see how good that spacing is on the outside. This is not the first time he's chased the board edge with Kanan. The only question is, like, how early do you turn? You see he's got, like, a ship base or 2 above Kanan where he could have turned earlier. He just, he didn't because he wants as much space as he can get.
Wow, look at that maxed out TLT from the M9.
There it is. Oh, and it looks like he has range onto one of the X-Wings. Is that what's going on here? I don't know why.
Is that from Biggs? Yeah, that is. I think.
It's a hard angle to tell range at because it's 45 degrees twice for us, or 60 degrees twice for us. Looks like he is shooting at Jess. He's shooting at Jess. Which means Jess has a shot, which is, honestly very impressive. I didn't think he was going to pull that off.
And don't forget, this is the stress bot Jess, right?
Yep.
No, this is Swarm Leader Jess, right?
Yeah, this is Swarm Leader Jess.
Yeah.
And, but, so, I guess for anybody that's new, large base ships are 4 times the area of a small base ship, right? It's 4 small ship bases pushed together. What that means is your ship moves a default of 1 speed faster on straights. It's even more with turns and or with banks, I should say. It's slower with turns, oddly enough, just the way geometry works out. But what that means is Kanan's got 4 straights. That's the equivalent of a 5 straight on an X-Wing, which they don't have. Spoiler alert. And if an A-Wing wants to turn, the fastest it can go is a 2 bank / 2 turn. Like, Kanan outruns every single ship on the board. It's the old problem of a shuttle, right? Like, you're like, oh, I have my B-Wings, and I want to kill this shuttle that's running away from me. You'll never catch it. You will never catch that shuttle, because you can 2 bank and 3 straight, and it can 2 bank, and its 2 bank moves like 30% further than yours, and you'll just never catch it.
This is just, and of course, oh, I'm very impressed by the spacing discipline engaged by both these players right now. Just catching him in 3, it's not the worst thing in the world for Kanan, especially when Kanan rolls.
Yeah,
no, that wasn't a roll.
3 shields off Kanan. Which, I mean, again, he has 16, and once things start getting a range 1 to 2, end around TLT time, he's switching to the A-Wing. That's surprising. I feel like that's backwards from what he wanted, because he wants to strip the evade before Swarm Leader goes off. Maybe I'm missing something. M9G8's it. Hey, 2 symbols. Good luck, A-Wing. A-Wing does it. 47% chance to get 2 evades on 3 dice, so, I mean, it's not too rare. He goes M9G8 once again.
Oh, and it's a blank.
So, can he do it again? Can he double 47% it? That he can. Picks up the target lock.
Very nice job.
Yep. So now the funny thing is, so he took that shot, I assume because he wants the target lock on the A-Wing. That's what I was missing. It's probably just to pull it off the board next turn. But that A-Wing is out of the game now. Like, if it clears stress, the best it can do is a 2 straight and then boost.
So do you think it peels off and tries to? Do you think they bust it in, like they peel off with the 2 and then come back behind the other A-Wing?
I don't know. This is why I don't play Rebel Swarms, man. Big ships. It's funny because like Han would hate to see this, but Kanan can tank even harder than Han can, and especially when Biggs is involved. And when they start getting closer, like he's gonna get all the shields off Kanan and go like, yes, I got all the shields off Kanan. Crits are coming in. Like, nope, Biggs is taking all the shots now.
And Chris, like you mentioned, it's very easy to tell what the other player's trying to think when they place their dials out like that.
Yeah. When they drop them out that quick.
And
like, now
I think he's thinking about it.
Yeah, like Will throws his dials that quickly down. I'm thinking, okay, both X-Wings are 2 turning. That A-Wing's taking a 2 straight boost, right? Like, what else would it be? I don't know what the back A-Wing's doing, but I don't. That back A-Wing's probably just taking the 5 straight, if I had to guess.
Especially with the protected Bigs.
Like 5 straight boost to try to block Kanan. I think that's his best move. And then get the 2 turns in or the 1 banks.
Oh, Will is changing up.
There it is. Things are changing.
Is that Jess that Will's changing up?
I think that's Bigs.
It's Bigs.
Yeah. The T-70 wings are thinner. And the T-70 wings they're the wings on that X-Wing on the right look thinner. Is that thing giving you trouble?
It just fell off. I'm holding it.
Oh, here, 1 sec. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, you can just hold it for a sec.
Okay.
I've got a replacement.
Awesome. So we're having a little bit of equipment difficulties.
I found it.
Once again, I think Will is really trying to second guess himself whether he wants to peel off and try to create a little conga line with his A-Wings. It's a really difficult position because he's in one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't moments. The good news is that he does have the protected Bigs right now. And I don't know, folks. This is kind of like watching the World Series of poker, except we don't get to see the whole cards.
Yeah, we're just in the dark as they are.
And it would be really nice if we could. Maybe we set up like a table camera next time.
That would be awesome. Glass table.
Yeah.
They have to set their dials on the cameras. Oh, that'd be so cool.
So once again, if you'd like to see that in the future, go to the Crate Squadron, send some money.
No, don't stop it.
And I really joke, but though I wish I was part of Crate Squadron, I'm not.
You're a Crate now. There's no escape. You're stuck with us.
And I give these kudos, being a New Jersey guy, just because Chris has been very kind and just been very nice to all us New Jersey people, despite our stereotype, and we really appreciate the friendship that's occurring here. From our 20-man squad from SJPA, we only have good things to say about Crate Squadron and Nova Squadron, and I really
Oh,
hope
now
we
you're
see
talking
him.
good about Nova. Oh no, their ego is going to get even bigger. It might be easier if you do this. There you go. Oh. All right. Nothing says X-Wing commentary like audio problems. We're back.
We are back, folks. Now, we missed a little bit of the action. It looks like he did not take the 2 peel.
He took the debris. Okay.
Yeah, they're going for it. I think Will puts him on a 4 straight right now, and he's trying to maximize it before he dies.
So my question is, so the standard Kanan Bigs thing to do here would be to 2 straight Kanan, and then 3 to 4 straight Bigs, because you want that attack jammer. You could also, though, take the 4 straight with both and just say, all right, I don't want attack jammer on Bigs. In fact, maybe you take a 1 bank with Bigs, and you take the 4 straight with Kanan.
Oh, and you light them up.
Yeah, right? And then you let them get some shots into Kanan, and then you bring them back together. Maybe you 5K Kanan. You can't 5K Kanan the next turn. Bigs will just die. But, so
Moment of truth.
let's see. There's the 3 standard Kanan Bigs things. So that A-Wing, he called it, right? Like, he's at range 1 now, out of arc, so he will survive.
Now, yeah, he's got to do it. He's got to do that with the X-Wing now.
Yep.
So this is going to be great because unless he turns in with Biggs, that A-Wing survives and he gets another round, probably range 1 the next turn.
The question now is, did Biggs 4 straight? Yeah, Biggs 4
He
straight.
did.
So that means 0 of those shots are tactical jammered. No, the A-Wing is. The left A-Wing is jammered.
Yep, the wing and A-Wing is gonna make a difference before it dies.
There's a debris cloud under that A-Wing. I think everything's obstructed then. There's no clear line through that.
Because he went all in. Yeah, you're right, because he went on the debris cloud. Where's Louis' rigged cargo chute now?
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
All right, so I'm not sure what we're measuring. Probably just range. I don't think there's any way that any of these shots are unobstructed. They're going to pull up Kanan to take a look, but Kanan himself is an obstruction.
And it is...
Range. Yeah, they're checking range at all.
Yeah, I think both the X-Wings are out on Will's side.
Onto Biggs, you're saying?
Yeah.
So he rays out of focus.
And I love this, just playing Ray Finn on the Ghost. It's such a, just flavor-wise, I love it.
It's pretty flavorful. As long as you stole a Ghost from 30 years ago, you're fine. It's Star Wars. Everybody's fine old stuff. Whatever.
It's fine. Hera's, or no, Kanan's still non-Jedi. And,
so is he not, is he saying missed opportunity on Ray? Is that what just happened? Because they were measuring range? That might have just been what happened. I'm not quite sure. We don't have a table audio to give a real explanation there. That'd be quite unfortunate for Eric, though, if he misses that opportunity.
I think they called it. I think they called missed opportunity.
Well,
or rather, Will called it and Eric agreed.
Oh, and I've screwed up the spacing on Eric's name. Sorry, Eric, if you're watching this later. I'll fix it for you.
And it is a 2-hit roll.
There we go.
We got... So it's a miss. He focused the 2 eyeballs for the evade. Now we're going to get the second TLT with...
Another 2. Takes, another 1. One of those is a focus. Doesn't have a second focus, taking the 1.
Very, very statistically even turnabout.
Yep. Yeah, you expect, like, probably a damage. I don't have a calculator in front of me, but you're expecting, like, a damage and a quarter and a damage to half and a half onto these ships with TLT. It's just very binary because, all right, and A-Wing's rolling 2 dice because they're...
And they got 1 hit, and it's evaded.
Yep.
Tactical jammerless Biggs. Pulling it off. It is out of range 2.
Yep.
So we are
Range
shooting
2.
on, we have a clean shot.
Oh, it'll be range 3 obstructed. That's just brutal. Hey, A-Wing 2 dice, no mods. Cocked die, giving it the reroll. Looks like blank focus.
It does.
Oh, wait, no, that's a hit. Let me
Yeah.
change that angle so we can see a little better. Nope, that's worse. There we go.
That is evaded.
There it is. All good.
Oh, no. Eric's trying to decide whether he wants to spend the focus.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to spend it.
Yep.
Yes.
Again, more math wing time. So a focus on 4 dice is worth an evade token. So if you roll your 4 dice and the focus comes up, unless you're outrageously greedy or you have to roll better on a later roll to survive, spend the focus.
And here we have the X-Wing shots coming up. Is that 3 hits, Chris?
That is 3 hits.
And it pays off.
Takes a shield. So as you can see, spending the focus now versus later, no difference. And now Will is he's got some hard life choices to make. The question is, well, I guess end of round TLT happens, and then we can decide if we're going to try to block
We have
Biggs.
2.
Biggs eating another
Take 1.
So that's, I can't tell how many damage are on Biggs now.
And that's 3.
There's
Nope.
3. Oh. I'm confused. Takes a shield. Tokens are moving. Things are happening. Okay, anyways.
So he picked up tiles, yeah.
So positioning for next turn. That left A-Wing has got... Actually, both A-Wings have some decent blocking options on Kanan. The question is, do you want to block Kanan? Because if you screw it up, you are eating 6 dice. And then you're getting TLT'd at the end of the turn.
So would you prefer to eat the 6 dice on the A-Wings right now to preserve Jess?
Oh, it'd probably be preserving Biggs from the TLTs.
You're right, because they'll still be in range.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's some weird arc nonsense going on, so they changed the Biggs ruling a while ago, one of the previous facts. So if you have a weapon that can't target Biggs, you can use that weapon. So you can, take your primary shot out of the rear/front instead of TLTing. If you don't have arc on Biggs, you can't shoot Biggs, then you take your primary shot on whatever you want. So it's a good way to just destroy/devastate some poor ship's life.
Chris, I conceptually love Biggs, but he's got to be a designing nightmare for FFG.
So, well, it was a Gen Con. I sit down with some guys. I'm not going to call anybody out, but some guys that like to talk about X-Wing 2.0, and they're like, "All right, so what's the first card you change?" And I didn't think about it. I was Biggs, done. Next question. What else you got? Biggs, then R2D2, then next question, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And people are like, "But Biggs, he's so flavorful." No,
Biggs is not flavorful.
Biggs has kept Rebel design in check for since long before I started playing this game. It's like, well, let's do this. We can't. Biggs can't do that. Biggs can't do that either. Biggs can't. I'm amazed Captain Rex got printed, not because I think it's too good, but because it could be too good in combination with Biggs and something else that they print later, and that's further restricted their design space with Biggs.
Even with Ahsoka making things pilot skill infinite, it's just Ahsoka, Hera. It's if you want to have a good time, do the Hera Gator with Ahsoka, and
we have not seen that. I was curious if that was going to show up today. I had a game plan with my list. I didn't need it because I'm bad in 1-0-2, but it's a thing now, right? It's so cool. Hera and a TIE fighter, and is there a third ship? I don't even remember.
If I was actually a coin flip away running Hera Gator with Ahsoka. Yeah,
that'd be sick.
It was
because you always have the Zeb shuttle. Yeah, you don't have another ship, right? It's
just Hera Ahsoka with Zeb.
I'm thinking Biggs, but no, there's no way you fit that.
And the reason why I shied away from it is one because I can't turn my back on the Imperials. Yep. I love them too much.
Good.
And I didn't want to be a copycat of Yavin.
No, be a copycat all you want. That's fine.
So here's the moment of truth. What are these A-Wings doing? Now Will set most of his dials already.
Yeah, he put him down long before anything else. He's just kind of sitting back and watching. Eric set him back a while ago.
Eric knows exactly what he wants,
yep.
And I think Eric's got a pretty good read on Will right now.
Sorry, that was our
listener.
That was our one listener to the podcast.
Did Travis X0?
Travis just went 6-1, 100-0 his last game. So somebody, so I just want to note, Travis has had no success at anything ever because he listens to me and Duncan about X-Wing until he listened to the Crate podcast. And now he's 6-1 at a System Open.
Congratulations, Travis.
Yeah, man, nice run. So, sorry, before all these dials are flipped over, those A-Wings have some interesting blocks, right? Like that front one can 5-straight boost. The one there can 2-bank boost. But I don't think any of that's enough to stop what's coming, which is a 3-straight from Kanan and a 4-straight from Bigs.
That's going to be rough, unless we see something totally... Oh, here it is.
Yep, there's the 2-turn. That might block a 3-straight. He might have to... Oh, nope, JK, debris cloud. I didn't think the 2-turn was going to clear.
Do you think that was a intentional debris?
Yes,
or
I think so. That was not close.
And one of our other good friends here, Blake, just won his match. He is a 5-2. Congratulations, Blake.
Hey, somebody from North Carolina is not scrubbing. Rebel flag.
Rebel flag.
Yep.
Speaking of Rebel flag, we got a Kanan getting proxied, and you were right, Chris. That is the.
Oh, everything's bumped forever. Day 2. Blake, day 2, McKenzie. Sorry, Balake, day 2, McKenzie. Does that 4-straight? I don't know if I'd have the balls for the 4-straight there. I would have done the 5. Nope. Will's better than me.
Will sees it. Will saw it. And you know what? Will didn't even have to go to the side of the table to see it. He knew he was confident in that.
Yep. Rolls a not crit. Doesn't care. Man,
what happens here?
Yep. This is where it gets ugly.
Is that a debris cloud?
Rebel ships without actions, boys.
Are we seeing debris cloud here?
Yep, that's a debris cloud for sure. So he was really all in that ghost isn't just like 3-banking and peeling off from Bigs, which, I mean, is almost never happens, right? I can count on one hand the number of times I've had a Kanan Bigs player be like, all right, we're separate now, whatever.
That is not a debris cloud. It just got lost in the shuffle there because of the shadow of the
Really? He got an
ghost.
action there?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't believe it. Whatever.
T.O.
George!
Surprisingly, we're about, I think, 20 minutes in and no T.O.
Yeah,
calls
I haven't
yet.
heard a single, at least on this side of the hall. Everybody's calling judges is dropped like me.
And it is important to note that a lot of people have elected to go play the Hangar Bay event.
Oh, those started?
Yeah. And hopefully we'll be able to give you a little guidance on the Hangar Bay because I think that's the Wild Wild West.
Did he do the 5K? Did he do it? No, he did the 2-straight.
He did the 3. Is that the 3 or the 2? That's the 2.
Yeah. The 2-straight's better. That 2-straight is so good because if he has Bigs and Arc, Bigs is dead.
He's got to move that, yeah.
Yeah. If he doesn't have Bigs and Arc, then something is dead. And now Biggs can do that 1-bank, which, I hope he did that 1-bank. It'd be so good. And he can just kill that A-Wing. Can you imagine if he did that 1-bank? This game is very much like, wow, if he did the 1-bank. That looks like a 3-straight.
Yeah.
4-straight. Oh, okay, he just wants to tack jammer back. And he's going to get it for all but 2 shots. If Biggs and that A-Wing both survive that long.
So it is important to note that Eric is showing a good amount of discipline here. It would have been very attractive to go after that from the 1-bank.
Oh yeah, but if it didn't work, it was so bad.
Yeah,
it was. You've got your Biggs doesn't have tack jammer on his side at all. You're like further away from Kanan, so you can't be reducing people's agility. Like it's not pretty.
So,
but when it works, you look brilliant.
This is we got some good options here.
Oh, something's happening.
Is he deploying? No.
Out the front.
Sorry.
No problem. You're fine.
It's like, wow, okay.
So that'll be range 2, and they also have to figure out if it's obstructed. I believe the answer is yes. From our angle, at least. The problem is our angle isn't a 90-degree or 0-degree angle, so it's really hard to tell.
It's important to note that there's a bit of trash talk between Eric and Will before the match started because Will did just knock out one of the XO or OX. No, XO. Yeah. XO Canadians from PTL, and Eric said he was going to avenge it, so.
Uh-oh.
Will's laughing. He's. What are we laughing about here?
I don't know. So I also didn't see Ray this turn. Is he out of Ray tokens, or I'm not sure exactly what's going on?
He has at least 1 Ray token.
I can see it on the card. So I'm not sure if he forgot or just doesn't want it this turn, which is entirely
Is that a Ray token right now, right below the
A-Wing there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. He took that as an action.
Okay.
It's hard to tell because Kanan is often the last ship that moves. But yeah, that one was an action. So there's his blank. There's those. Oh, he wants his A-wing gone.
He's going for it, all in. Oh.
2 blanks, 3 hits. Spends focus. That's okay. He did ray one out. It's just hiding. Okay, this is onto Bigs.
And Will's leaning over to take
With
a look
laser,
at what's going on.
something's happening.
There's a little bit of discussion here. And it looks like what they're saying is, yes, Biggs is an arc, so Biggs is a legal target, or has to be the target.
Yep. Well, he could probably shoot the A-wing, but I don't think they're in range 1 of Biggs.
And it looks like there's a little confusion about who Will thought Eric was shooting at.
So the question here is, does he spin the focus, or does he just take a stress from R46? I think the answer is take the stress. He's doing a green move next turn. He's on a debris next turn anyways, so like at this point, who cares?
Survivability at this stage. Oh, he's reaching for damage
Yeah,
cards.
all right, pitching the astromech.
Would you have pitched the astromech or used your token there?
So I'm not sure why he didn't pull a stress with the astromech and then pitch it. I think we're missing some key piece of information that makes.
Yeah,
that
there's a
makes
little
sense.
bit of discussion between the players, so hopefully we'll get a shotgun mic.
Yep.
All
Yeah. Looks like A-wing bro just rolled some blanks.
A little more discussion
Looks
going
like
on.
he's deciding whether or not to reduce the number of dice that A-wing's rolling. I think the answer here is probably yes.
And I think they're also discussing whether that bottom A-wing is obstructed by the
Yeah.
jammer.
Looks like he says no, grabs his 2 dice, gets his 1 hit, not happy about it. Blanks, Biggs takes the damage. That's 2 shields off Biggs. God, it feels so bad playing as Kanan Bigs where it's like you set up 4 shots and get 1 shield in the end. It's just brutal. Too loud. I'm speaking too loudly.
Now, Eric is trying to make a decision here, and
So sorry, Will was smiling at me because I'm
Yeah.
talking about how painful it is to play Kanan Bigs. Let me get closer to the mic and shut up.
Eric just popped a integrated astromech. Is that what just happened? No, he didn't.
No, I don't think so.
He accepted the crit.
I'm taking it and I'm going to like it.
It's another shot, and that one is not obstructed.
Yeah, probably not. 2 dice, boys. Good old Kanan Bigs.
It looks like Eric. That is a difficult outcome for that.
Yep, that is rough. Sorry, I'm distracted by an extremely attractive man unpacking things next to us. Named.
It's just these A-wings don't go
Travis.
away. And that is a max hit.
Yep. That is a damage onto Biggs. And a damage onto Biggs. Oh, nope. I was thinking he had to focus. Hey, he's got to roll it. Can he roll 2 symbols? No, sir.
Does he have the
That is
focus
the end
on
of Biggs.
Kanan to bank right now, or did he use them both this round?
He does not have 1 to bank.
Okay.
So once again, we're now in a pickle with the A-wings because that 2 bank is very close to clearing versus not clearing. Like very on the bottom A-wing.
Yep. And to Will's credit, he is keeping those A-wings alive.
He is, man.
X-Wing players, you have 30 minutes left.
And we were at 30 minutes left in the round.
We have a 30-minute warning. It looks like, it looks like both players are still being pretty calm. They're playing their moderate pace. They're not being rushed by this at all. And this just goes to the professionalism. They're not worried at all about timing. They know what they want to do. They know about how many rounds they want to play, and it seems like the game's going both of their ways. Well, we have this little lull in the action right now. I'd like to take time to identify our judges for our new listeners. Once again, our head judge is Ian Hemp. Our marshal was Ian Hemp. He's been doing these premier events since 2013, so he's been a great judge for 4 years. He comes out of Phoenix, Arizona, and normally reps the Phoenix Squadron when he's not wearing the FFG marshal shirt. And he's done 4 system opens. So we thank Ian so much for his expertise and his time. Ian's team below him is Kyle Campbell, Dave Icona, Bob Lavizio, Patrick Tyson, and Gus Demanis. Everyone from Kyle is from the Brothers Grimm in Long Island, New York. So they had about a 5-hour drive to get here. And through the blizzard. So we really appreciate their assistance. Ian's right-hand man is Kyle. Kyle's done 2 system opens, Mustafar and Endor. So we really appreciate him being here too to really make sure all 261 cats here are herded in the correct fashion. And Chris, it looks like we're about ready to go here. What are you predicting?
So once again, Will's got some hard life choices to make, right? His A-wings move first. All his ships move first, and they are behind Kanan. So,
and actually, it looks like Eric did us a favor and showed us his dial. So
I didn't sneak a peek.
Thanks, Eric. We're the intelligence agents now.
Yeah, look at us. We're the intelligence agents.
Is that a no, yeah? Wow. All right.
So it looks like he's calling the turn on Kanan. Or not. I mean, I guess he really just wants a shot in general. It's going to be hard not to have arc if he does.
Do you think
that.
Eric turns in this round, or is he waiting for next round?
So looks like they're just trying to eyeball if that clears it. Looks like the answer was nay.
They are going to...
The answer is let's mark it.
Yeah.
Which is usually the correct answer.
Especially with these types of stakes.
Oh, yeah. There's a 7-0 target lock on the line here. There's only going to be like 10 or 15.
And we have to mark the bigs. We have to mark Kanan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you could lay the template over it and kind of eyeball to see if it clears or not at all. But there's plenty of time left in the round.
And these guys are doing the right thing because obviously we like to keep our community in the competitively casual round. But the grand prize for placing first in Naboo is close to 4 figures, if not way over, because there's that free trip to Coruscant with 2 days in lodging, all paid for by FFG, plus the shields and the.
Wait, they pay for the trip?
Yeah.
I should have practiced. What am I doing? Whoops.
And that'll be at the Disneyland or World in Florida to celebrate Star Wars Day and the Coruscant Invitational. So the stakes are really high, and when in doubt, call the TO or have someone else do it for you.
There's no reason not to, especially with TOs that are doing everything as well as ours are here today. They are on the ball. So that is extremely unfortunate because I believe that A-Wing is just dead now. He could try to go for Jess, but there's like if you're going to be offered an A-Wing as like delicious food, you might as well just take it, right? It's like 30 points.
Yeah.
22? I think they were 22 points apiece.
Yes, 22 A-Wings.
Oh, my poor camera. I'm sorry, camera. You don't deserve this.
We're starting to, after the 30-minute mark, we're starting to get a bit of a crowd on our table one.
Yeah, lots of games are wrapped up already. Lots of Alpha Strikes out there.
Yeah, a lot of people are coming to watch this, and they're, I wish one of these guys would back up a little bit just because he is kind of crowding both Will and Eric.
Call him out. That guy. Whatever his name is, him.
And this is important for everyone who's casual play and competitive play. When spectating, it's great to spectate, but be respectful and recognize other people's personal space, especially if you smell.
Savage. So, so this is the turn where Biggs can no longer keep up with Kanan after this turn because Kanan's got a turn. Maybe somebody who's better at Kanan Bigs would know, but maybe like a 3-bank and then 2-turn works out, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Biggs is now officially no longer tack jammered after this turn. Lots of excitement as the top table games are
there's a lot of, yep.
You can hear Grasser from across the hall as usual. He's not talking about how poorly run the event is happening for once, which is nice.
Yeah, and we can't thank Steve enough from Cascade Games.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll do our kudos in a little bit, but this is some very exciting action. And we got to congratulate our boy here for just going.
A high five, Colonel Chewington.
Is it?
3-0 after the break.
We got a 5-2.
5-2.
Another 5-2 Carolina Crates player, and that just shows
From
you.
Texas. Count it. It counts.
It's the diaspora.
Yep. So 3 hits onto this A-Wing who rolls blanks. Takes 2 shields, takes a damage, which means end of round TLT is gonna pop up, and he's gonna be not looking pretty.
And he is statistically supposed to die, but this is
It's
the
best
dice game.
man. That one hull, an A-wing with 0 or with 1 hull versus an A-wing at full does the same amount of damage when it attacks you. So the variance is a big deal. You just got to play around it.
It's a very good point, and it just shows you can't lose your confidence in your ability to fly, because Will could have easily given up on that A-wing that's at 1 hull, but he didn't, and now it's paying off because he is chipping away at that Kanan and the Bigs very aggressively right now. We have a judge call.
It's happening.
Eric has called the judge.
It's happening.
This is Eric does not look happy right now, and I'm not really sure what just happened.
I don't know what I missed.
So we're gonna take.
I don't know if they called the marshal or if that answered the call, but Eric sat down, so I think they were waiting.
So Chris, I'm gonna take a second and go ask Patrick Tyson
You're
what
way
the
too
call
good at
was.
this. Yep. Go see what's
And,
going on. Thank you. I'll fill some dead air. I got it. Who should I start beef with? Who's here? Canada. Let's start some beef with Canada. No. I'm not gonna plug anybody. It's beef time. So Canada. I can't think of anything to start beef with Canada with. This is embarrassing. This is supposed to be what I'm good at. I'm not good at X-wing. Why can't I be good at beef? Well, so we got. I'll give the update on the table. Well, I can't think of any beef. No. It's time. Hey D Yoon. You were supposed to be the safe Minot. You're supposed to be the one who didn't get 100 zeroed. We had a plan. Why didn't you stick to the plan? You're supposed to stick to the plan. Hey Paul, how'd it go? Nice. Congrats.
I can show up here
Yeah, you can come talk.
Are you streaming or just
recording?
Okay.
I'm joined by Paul. How's it going, Paul?
Hi, it's going pretty
Paul
well.
Heaver. I guess to be more specific.
Yeah.
Everybody knows your voice by now.
Just Paul.
Just Paul.
I'm like Cher. I got one name.
I prefer Heaver. You can make lots of good Heaver puns.
Yes.
Jeremy and Duncan don't like them.
I went to school. I know all the Heaver puns that you can make. Yeah.
All of them?
I've probably heard them all.
You should have a really boring generic name like Chris Allen, and then nobody cares.
Yeah. No one cares.
Then people just ask you which one's your first name. You put on glasses like it's going to help you see my tiny screen.
That is a tiny screen. See, if you were Aaron.
Yeah, if I were Aaron, this would be a lot better quality.
Yeah. This wouldn't be some half-assed thing that you did like midway through the game.
Yeah, this one would be just like, what's in my car? What can we use? All right, let's go with that.
Oh, I totally forgot. Okay.
Oh, here, let me grab another mic. So
What are we watching?
So we're watching, the Swarm Leader Jess Pava build?
Yeah.
So that's against Kanan Bigs, the Finn Ray version. And so I'll be a little quieter, but Kanan Bigs is kind of eating it alive, as you might imagine.
A bit of an update for you guys. And first of all, thank you for joining us, Paul. Paul Heaver, going 6-1. What has happened is Eric accidentally rolled 1 less attack dice than he was supposed to. Then Will almost snapped. He didn't do it on purpose, but he rolled defense die before Eric called the judge. So what happened is we're trying to determine whether the attack it's a missed opportunity or if Eric's permitted to roll 1 extra red dice.
I think he's required to roll an extra red dice, right?
Assuming he said like did he remove the evade tokens?
No.
Like you're required to roll all your dice.
So what happened is
if you remove the evade dice to do the extra damage,
Yep.
then he obviously would be required to roll that extra die. But like if he's not removing the token and just like rolling dice and then being like, oh, I should have done the swarm leader, then he's kind of
Sorry for the static.
I don't know.
I know that. I lost that.
Oh, that's loud. There we go. Microphone number 3.
So thanks so much for that insight, Paul. This is a rough decision because our floor judge had to call Ian Hemp the marshal, and Ian's having a bit of a discussion with the players right now. I think Eric actually is entitled to roll that red. I agree with our 3-time world champion. So
Paul doesn't know the rules to this.
What are they doing?
They're
re-rolling the whole thing?
They are re-rolling the entire.
Oh man, that A-wing is so dead if they re-roll this whole thing.
So Chris, is that a re-roll or was that just a target lock?
I'm not sure. So I mean, initially this A-wing took a
I believe that is.
Kanan shot.
Oh, this is. Oh my God, this is from.
Yeah,
oh,
this is
not
Kanan.
from. This is from not from Jess. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
this is Kanan lighting up
then
an
he's,
A-wing.
he's forced to roll an extra die there.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
re-roll.
it's not Swarm Leader missed opportunity. It's Kanan rolled one few.
Oh
one,
yeah.
two.
If Kanan screwed up, then yeah, you're forced to add an extra die.
Yeah. It's
There's
like you can't roll less
100%
agility
there.
than you're required to. You can be
Yeah.
cheeky with Gunner then.
So
So I think they're going back to what his original role was,
Yeah.
and then figuring that out. I think.
and for
I
our,
don't know what they're doing. They're just
What is
spitting
happening?
dice around at this point.
They're
and for-
palpitating all the dice.
And for our internet listeners and watchers right now, it is very close to 9:30. Our awesome, or it's 10:13.
Yeah.
Is it that late?
It's 10:13.
This is
12
so much
hours.
easier. I thought it was
Yeah.
like 5.
Our intrepid players have been going for 12 hours.
My opponent this round was unconscious, basically flying.
That's how you do it.
I mean, he was flying defenders, so
Oh,
they,
so
they
it was
pretty much
fine.
fly themselves,
Yeah.
but you know he was bumping into things, and because of the
Oh
nerf
man,
not getting
Then-
stuff,
but you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no. So
And again, for our internet listeners, as a means of etiquette, if you're spectating, you should really keep your opinions to yourself. Right now, it seems like a lot of people are getting
Unless
involved.
you're broadcasting it over the internet, in which case tell everybody what the rules are.
Yeah.
well, because they can't hear us, but
Yeah,
yeah,
hopefully.
really the rules for spectating are keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
And if you see something shady, call a judge over. If
Says,
there's already a judge
Paul,
standing there,
I'm just gonna Zuckus Omega Leader and hope nobody says anything.
Nobody
either.
said anything,
Now, Chris and Paul,
including Jeremy.
including
Jeremy should
Jeremy.
have said something.
Yes, you should have.
now, Chris and Paul, do you think this is they're entitled to a 5-minute extension
Oh
here?
yeah, they'll get an extension
She had
for
time extension.
plenty
Yeah.
of time.
So it
Basically,
looks.
all
You
the- all
remember
the
at
time
Worlds
the
in our
judges are-
game where we had like a 10-minute judge call and they're like, all right, here's some more time, here's 30 seconds.
So Paul, what do you think they're talking about now? Eric has already resolved his. I guess his.
I think they just want to see how
Yeah.
many times they can change the results of these dice.
It looks like they're removing a dice. Right? No, they removed the blank.
So,
I'm sorry,
Paul,
excuse
have
me.
you noticed how professional Mr. FU is with this? He's way better at this than I am.
This is.
He's like thanking. He's got all the judges' names written down. He's thanking, giving shout-outs to like the event organizers
Wow,
and everything.
That is
I know, right?
impressive, yeah.
Chris is being too kind. I can't say enough of. I can't say enough of good things.
If
I
it
don't
were
know
just
what's
me
going
back
on.
here, I'd just be yelling, "Get good at people," and calling out bad maneuvers all day. Like he shouldn't have done that. This was way better. Should have done this instead.
And in fact, if I'm interpreting the rules correct, Paul and Chris, we
Yes.
do.
Well, not streaming, but it's recorded.
Yeah, it's recorded.
So right now we have spectators
The original
asking us
roll?
if we could
I
do
can
an
pull it
instant
up.
replay.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to. Here.
He
let me-
didn't. He didn't.
Well,
he rolled
if
3.
the judge wants to do that,
Yeah,
then
if
we
the,
can do that. But,
if the judge
but
wants it, I'm not going to offer it up because we don't want to interfere.
As a
I'll have to kill the recording and go back and get it, which is fine. You know, it's worth it for the integrity of the game.
now, Paul. While Chris is answering these questions, are we allowed to use outside information like instant replay to assist marshals?
Honestly,
they do not have any.
yeah,
solid
there's
rules on
nothing like
all.
that at all.
So
In general, when you're judging an event, you try to use as many non-official things. Like if you're judging arc, you don't use a laser. You use a straight edge.
I see. And that is the fifth. We are 10 minutes into this judgment ruling, and Ian's coming to us for the reroll.
Are you able to see what the dice result was?
Yeah,
The
I'll
original
have to
roll?
kill the recording, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
We can do that.
Let me see if I can
Okay,
open it.
goodbye,
We're
everybody.
We might be gone. We might not. We'll find out. I'm gonna mute these mics. Maybe. For who? I mean, I can get you one, but not many more. Oh, yeah, I got you. Speaking of, so now talking about giving away games. One sec, I'll get you. Oh,
Sorry.
So
I
Paul.
just kind of walked in here.
We're
and
back.
sat down.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
They're like, hi.
So Paul, I was trying to get people out. What was Ian's decision while he's watching?
Well, he watched it, and they actually rolled the correct amount of number of dice the entire time. Like everything was kosher. So
Yep,
they just-
a die was
they just
picked up and
blanked
they didn't
because they've
realize
been playing for 12 hours. That when he picked up the blank die, because he re-rolled a blank and got another blank, so he took it off.
I see.
And then afterwards, he's like, "Why are there only 4 dice on the table?"
Yep, I must have forgotten to roll one when he forgot
And,
to
you,
pick one up.
and you know, in internet, you got
Which is totally understandable,
after 12
right?
hours, yeah.
yeah, it's
I
Well,
totally.
intentions are high. It's 6-0. There's a serious rare target lock on the line here.
12 hours, yeah.
Why didn't you just play for 2 hours and
Now,
drop? Come
now
on.
the bad news is we have a crowd of about 20 people. And here's breaking news. So we have Duncan Howard with
Duncan's the 7-0 guy.
7-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Duncan and whoever.
And he hasn't lost a
Can
ship all
somebody
day.
please beat Duncan so I don't
Please
have to
beat
listen to this
Duncan.
on the drive on the way
Please beat
home?
Duncan.
I think we're sitting next to the guy who's going to do it.
No, I'm hoping someone else does it.
I'll beat Duncan. I'll beat him tonight in his sleep.
In real life,
Yes.
IRL.
Oh,
So,
I can feel his ego from here.
Yeah,
it's just massive.
It's just growing.
so Paul, you haven't really been in these types of situations where there's just been total confusion about the rules. But can you walk us through how draining something like that is on your confidence and your mentally?
You want to talk about Worlds 2015? A nice short tournament.
Yeah. 2015 was the 8 rounds, was it?
I think. Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
8
It was 8 rounds.
Yeah,
I think.
that was ridiculous. 8 rounds. By the end of that,
Oh yeah.
we were totally wasted.
Or some of those like West Virginia regional where we get there and start at 10 and then we left at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
It was awful.
that was ridiculous too.
Ron,
yeah, but-
Ron gets 17th and goes, all right, time to get some sleep. And we're like, maybe he won.
Yeah.
So Chris,
Yeah, but it's definitely like by the end of all this, like you're super tired. You just don't care anymore. You just want the game to be over.
I want to get off the
You're
ride.
like, I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to be done.
So after like 8 turns of chasing Bigs around the board,
Oh,
Biggs
somebody
is
got
dead.
removed. Biggs is
and
Biggs is
Kanan is now
removed.
officially in a bad position for a turn.
and the momentum is clearly shifted here. You don't need us to tell you that.
Well, I mean, Kanan still has 13 health. But he's out of Ray tokens, and ships are starting to die. But I think that A-Wing's at 1 hull, and it's
So-
about to get TLT'd
So
down.
since Duncan's a 7-0, he's going to be playing the winner of this.
Yes.
As the first round tomorrow.
So what's going on here, folks, is
He's
Yep.
deciding whether or not to focus.
yeah,
Yep.
He's going for it. This is the end around TLT shot.
he doesn't want to
A-Wing
bank it.
is
End
not
around
going to make it.
TLTs. And there goes an A-Wing.
Yep, and
so
this-
Biggs and the A-Wing are both dead.
Yes.
It's really confusing because the A-Wing and Jess list is the left player, but it
Yes.
looks like it should be the right player where the ships
They did a
are.
big donut around the board.
Yeah.
And also, there's way too many Rebel ships on this board. I'm used to 0.
I know, Chris. I think we're at 66 remaining for our friend Will from Massachusetts, and we're at 54 for Eric Zhang from the Prototype Toronto League, and obviously in Toronto, Canada.
For points left, you mean?
Yes.
Don't forget Zeb. So this will be 72 on Kanan.
So you're absolutely right. It's been a long day for everyone, apparently.
No joke. Oh no, somebody bumped the camera. It's all over.
So it looks like because of, for a variety of reasons, it looks like Ian has taken the position that he'll just hang out and watch the game a bit like
So,
us.
Paul, are you going to block that 2 turn on Kanan this turn? Or you want the shot?
I would want the shot.
He wants
I would,
the shot.
I would try to get a range 1 shot.
Yep.
Does he have snap?
No, it's,
He does
it's,
not.
Okay.
There
It's
is no snap.
Juke and push. And then Swarm Leader Jess.
Okay. I would not block the shot.
Yep. Take the evade, set up Swarm Leader. You're not getting shot.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Jess is like the backbone of the list.
Yeah.
Like,
Now at this point, Paul and Chris, do you swarm leader the Jess and let your A-Wing just kind of hang in the air?
The A-Wing's
Yeah.
not going to take damage. He
not-
won't
it's
be
not
an arc
gonna
here.
hit.
Yeah. Because TLT's range 2 to 3. So he's out of arc
TLTs
and
can't
in
shoot
range
it,
1.
and
You know, yeah.
he's in the perfect spot there.
Yep.
He's good to go.
Totally misread that
Yeah.
arc. I thought
'Cause
he'd be in the rear arc.
There, the A-Wing could have, like, say, boosted and then push evaded, but you'd rather have the shot, right? Like,
Yeah.
no reason not to.
Yeah, it's an extra range 1 shot into 0 agility.
And we are out of Ray tokens now, right?
Okay, so we're rolling. These are TLTs going into Jess.
Yep. There's 2. He's deciding.
and he's
I don't
just
know
going to
what
let
he's
it be.
deciding. Yep.
Yep.
And there's
And
one
it pays
on the
off.
Jess.
It is a good gamble.
He's seeing
He's
if he's
checking
in
to
range
see if he has the
1.
reroll.
It looks like he does.
Looks like it.
Yep.
He's using the long side of the ruler, so it could really go either way, but...
Well, they got the judge staring at him, so...
Yeah.
And now he's trying to decide, does he spend the focus to not take any damage from that shot?
He wants that focus so bad here.
That is a 7.
Locks will be handed out at the end of this round. I also still have someone's keys.
Loud judge announcements happening. Nobody saw it. It's fine.
That is a 7-minute warning.
Keys. Uh-oh. Okay, and we should see the other half of the twin laser turret, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
there it is.
Here we are.
So now he has to decide, do I want to do a damage to Jess, or do I want to take one less from the A-Wing? Maybe that's a crit, not a focus.
And then the target lock happens afterwards.
Yep.
We have fire control.
And there's
that
another
is
damage.
garbage.
Oh.
He's got to practice rolling. Do better than that.
So Jess takes a shield. The shield gets taken off of Jess. And then looks like we're doing the A-Wing. Blah, 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 blah.
There you go.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. I've been talking all day.
Making spaceship noises?
Yeah, pew pew.
Zach's got some good spaceship noises. I missed him. Can you believe he came to North Carolina last weekend? Did you hear about that?
Oh, for the crate?
For crate. He brought Nathan down.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, of course he brought Nathan down. He can't be trusted to go out of state without his adult. Yeah.
That's fair.
Here we go with the reroll, and the reroll is a hit.
That's a good roll.
That is a good roll.
Kanan's
into hull.
Yep. 1,
Bam.
2.
He's got 1 crit
and
coming.
This is the crit.
Crit.
I have no idea what that is.
Yep. That's a lot of white card.
If it's anything like our previous crits, it's going to be a stress.
Yeah.
No, it's a major explosion.
Major.
Gets a crit.
And it's a different crit.
It's another white card. Every crit on Kanan's potentially game ending. As soon as he picks up that damaged engine, he's in real rough shape.
He's in.
So, twin laser turret at the end of the round.
Yeah, he'll get it. He hasn't forgotten. I hope that doesn't get forgotten in Naboo at 7-0.
They are picking up dials. I think he forgot the twin laser turret.
That
at the end
is
of the round.
unfortunate.
Our spectators are doing their job and remaining silent, but Paul and Chris are right. This is a huge missed opportunity, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite.
Unless that was a blinded pilot that he got. Well, then he'd flip it down.
Well, he flipped over the major explosion.
Yeah.
What's the crit? What's the crit? Do you mind asking what the crit is? Thanks.
Shaken? Okay.
It's a shaken pilot.
Ooh, he actually probably wants to do a straight maneuver this
time. He very much wants to do a straight maneuver. Is it 5K time?
5K.
Hey, what are you? I'm going to ask him what the extension is.
Oh, okay.
I don't see a good move for him other than the 5K now.
Everything 5K
else is terrible.
If you can't go straight here, you're gonna do a K turn.
Yep.
Because a 2-turn. Well, a 2-turn.
Oh, it's cool. You sure look dumb when you land on a rock with that 2-turn and 6-0 and his system open.
I think he's okay with the 2-turn. I mean, it might not be the best move because then there's like an A-wing and Jess Pava staring at you. But he's going for it. I think he's doing the 2-turn.
All right, let's see it.
Okay, first all this stuff. Marking dudes.
Get your ship out of the way. I like how people pick their ghost stuff off their peg. Don't even ever bother putting it down later in the game.
Why would you put it on? Is that going to clear that 2-turn?
I think it does. It looked good before he picked everything up. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, good. See, because he's getting ready for the 5K.
Yep.
Like he obviously thinks, hey, there's a 5K coming. So if you do a 2-turn here, you catch that A-wing slipping.
And just
if it fits. If it doesn't fit, then you look like a moron.
Yes.
But
it's fine.
Yeah, he's totally expecting this to be a 5K.
Oh, if you do that 2-turn, then you probably, or even a 1-turn here, and just block on the.
Oh yeah, if you block.
Cheeky. There's a cheeky block here you could do if you call this
could be a very cute block if this is a turn here, not a K turn.
You know, for our.
It's a. Hey, no shots this turn. Shots this turn. Just kidding.
This is a aggressive move.
This is he not allowed to do this exact move?
He is not allowed to do this exact move.
This is why we use critical tokens?
Yes, this is why we use... So, Ian, we might get our first official... you picked a straight maneuver while you can't do straight maneuvers?
Yeah. So let's see if Ian notices.
Yes, and then he gets a ship phone off the board.
And it's and it looks like Ian... Ian just pointed it out.
Uh-oh.
Ian just pointed it out.
This is what happens when you fall asleep after 12 hours of X-Wing, and and don't use crit tokens.
Now,
use your crit tokens. Please use your crit tokens.
Now, for our internet watchers at home, we have a crowd of about 20 people.
So this is the precedent setter for this, because I mean, what's supposed to happen here is your opponent picks your dial.
Yep.
But
the Marshal has,
but so then the argument has been, well, when you're stressed, white 2 straight.
Yeah.
But why would you be able to do a white 2 straight when you wanted to do a white 2 straight, but you can't because your crit won't let you?
Yeah.
Like, I'll do a 2 straight and be forced to do a 2 straight.
This is completely different from the stress.
Of course.
Yeah.
I would quote Ben on it, but then I wouldn't be able to upload this video.
Now, for everyone watching at home, it's important to note that the Marshal has not determined what the the concession.
Yep, there it is.
Because he just does a 2-turn off the board.
Yep, and it's all over, and that is
kind of
a silly
kind of
into
way to end it,
round 7.
This is what happens 7 rounds into the game.
He gave him a crit token. One of the "this is fines." That's hilarious.
Yep.
Use them. Use your "this is fine."
So, ladies
token.
and gentlemen at home, it looks like we're going to have Duncan Howard at 7-0 against William Dextrader from Massachusetts, another 7-0. This is going to be a great matchup. This Rebel Jank against the, I'm going to call it the Howard Jank at this point.
It's old Dunkaroo.
No,
is what
it's
he
old
calls
Crateroo.
it. Nope, old Dunkaroo.
Dun Crateroo? I'll take Dun Crateroo.
It has
Compromise.
nothing to do with crates.
Everything. We started everything. Paul Crater.
Crater.
Anyways, I'm gonna
Crate
end
and barrel.
this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this before it gets bad. So thank you guys for joining me.
Glasses case game.
I don't know. So
Somewhere.
once again, I'm Chris Allen from a place no one should ever go.
And this is Peter.
Chris O2 drop Allen.
It's Chris O2 drop day 1 scrub bad get good Allen. Anything else?
And this is Mr. Heaver.
Oh, yep. This is Mr. Heaver. Yep.
Who just kind of sat down back here, and who's gonna say no?
From that's obviously that's Paul Heaver
I
from
go
the.
wherever I want to go. Come on.
It's obviously Paul Heaver, our 3-time world champ from the Nova Squadron, and
Who is now free.
And
you're free from the responsibilities of world champion.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Yes, it's so good.
And this is
no more pressure.
Yeah, and this is Peter Fu from the South Jersey PA team. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to streaming and broadcasting tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be here back tomorrow, but when you hit next video, it'll be about 15 seconds. So we'll see you then. The magic of technology.
Okay.